Hello and welcome to Straight Talk, Supply Chain Insights, the podcast for your supply chain leader who is on the go and wants to be in the know. And now, your host, Laura Ciceri.
This is Laura Ciceri. Today I'm interviewing Nicole of LKQ. Nicole has been working on outside-in process testing, and she'll be speaking at the Supply Chain Insights Global Summit. Nicole, welcome. We're so excited to have you for the event.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Laura. Thank you for having invited me. And I'm really looking forward and I'm excited to be talking about Project Zebra.
Awesome. Well, Nicole, tell the group a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so my name is Nicole Miara. I am basically tied to the automotive industry. My dad owned a garage 40 years back, and he was explaining to me how he got spare parts in Poland 40 years back, which was basically traveling from garage to garage and collecting spare parts. And now I work for LKQ Europe, Europe's largest automotive spare parts supplier. And I studied supply chain management in the meanwhile. I did a couple of projects in industry focusing on supply chain planning, network design, strategy, and supply chain strategy. And now I joined, after some consulting experience, LKQ Europe. And I think it's the perfect ground for every supply chain professional to be dealing with spare parts, to be dealing with the supply chain challenges, because this is why we exist. We exist because we provide supply chain services. So that's me. That's a little bit about LKQ Europe.
Awesome. And Nicole, we actually met on LinkedIn and you raised your hand to go through the Project Zebra training, which Project Zebra is our attempt to define outside-in processes. Tell the group a little bit about that journey and about working with LKQ, which is an e-commerce provider, sort of like Amazon of auto parts, and what that's been like.
So why Project Zebra catched my attention is basically you give an answer to all the challenges I've been facing during my industry experience and during consulting. We are implementing planning processes. We are engaging with different companies, and it simply didn't drive the outcomes everybody was expecting to. And then you started posting on LinkedIn, okay, plans are tied too much to budget, processes are very insight focused, transactional data is not a good predictor for the future. Then we had COVID, we have now the other geopolitical situation, unstable geopolitical situation in Europe, and all these things have an impact on how we operate. We don't have a stable environment anymore. And this catched my attention. So I attended the training, and just when that third session ended, I started at LKQ. We had a couple of staff meetings, and the whole topic of, okay, how do we manage inflation? How do we manage now our inventory? How do we secure availability now that whole Europe is now under pressure, and how do we deal with these broken supply chains? And I thought, okay, this is exactly when we have to apply for the reverse RFP. And this is how it perfectly fits.
Well, what has it been like? I know we're still in data collection and we're still working on getting the use case solidified. But what has it been like to work in your organization and get people ready?
I think what catched attention is, okay, we've been talking a lot about this and we struggle with it, and now we want to see it happen. And also there is a huge change process happening at LKQ. Okay, we have our data. How can we leverage that? And one of the greatest unlearnings, what we currently have is we have our supply chain modeled. We go into data collection, and now we start sensing outside data. And what is the correlation? How does it change our purchasing decision? Where are we better able to predict customer demand? And that unlearning is that our supply chain decision making is not that linear anymore, and that the effects are not linear anymore. And how to sense that, this is now the excitement everybody's now waiting on, because we do not reinvent the wheel. We take the data we have and we combine it with outside data. And what we want to drive and really prove is speed and adoption to market environment changes. This is the biggest value proposition or competitive advantage we have as LKQ Europe. And we need to be fast on that. And this is what we want to prove, and we want to make this happen and see it.
Well, and I look forward to you sharing it with the rest of the audience.
Yes.
And,
yes.
You know, you're such a passionate, committed person. It's been great to work with you on this journey. And I look forward to you sharing the results with the group at the Supply Chain Insights Global Summit. So,
and I think, Laura, this is exactly why I like also Project Zebra, because we are surrounded by very inspiring people. We are a cross-disciplinary group, and I get very much inspired. And I think this is the key ingredient where innovation happens. When I'm attending these meetings, when I listen, I can learn. We are all in our industries experts in planning, and it's so interesting, inspiring to then together drive innovation. And we can all say we learned something new. And I think this is the spark which drives Project Zebra. And that's also why I'm so passionate and excited to really share the outcomes of it, because I think we are able, by this approach, to have this guiding coalition for change. Because for so many years, companies, consulting companies, technology providers are not able to drive these outcomes. And I think this is an approach which I truly believe can make a change.
And I love your passion, and I'm like, can't wait for the results. So, Nicole, until then, let's share it in September, and safe travels to the Supply Chain Insights Global Summit. Thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you very much, Laura.